Since the Rising Sun hood scoop got so much attention on Reddit, and I was accused of being a racist and everything for putting the Rising Sun on my hood scoop, which is a pretty common thing to do. I don't know why everybody had a big issue with it, but whatever. Everybody wanted to know how to do it, so we're gonna do it to someone else's car and piss off even more people. So basically I had 100 people ask me how to do it, and I never really made an instruction. I shared pictures and stuff, but I mean, now that we're doing it to your car, then we'll do a bit of a how-to. It's mostly just lines. Do it on the hood, that's the best tip. Do it on the hood. Make sure everything looks good, kind of draw an imaginary circle, you'll see in a sec. And then scuff it up and paint it, and that's really all there is to it. But we'll show you how to do it, make it easier. And then we'll have lots of people going around with these on their hood, so that'll be fun. Next we'll do a Nazi symbol. Yeah, so this time I have thicker tape. People said the lines on mine were a little bit too thin. I mean, if you want to be accurate and shit. So I'll try it with the slightly thicker. Get a knife and just make sure it's straight, because this is going to be the imaginary circle. We'll do it a bit bigger, see how that works. Just take your tape and fold it back to make sure it's, and then just kind of do this. And then you have a nice straight line. And stick it wherever you want. So I already got started here. It's yours. So kind of do this, and then you take another line, take another piece of tape, and you kind of offset it a little bit. Like basically line them up like this, but just turn it a tiny bit, so that as you go like this, the line gets wider as it leaves the center. That's a bit too much, but we'll do it less extreme. But that's the gist of it. That's all I used last time was tape. Make sure your lines are, because the lines radiate from the imaginary middle of the rising sun. So if you put them right next to each other, then that's not really accurate. So you have to kind of make sure these are somewhat even. I just eyeball it. I don't really care. So that's why you do it. That's why you do this on the car, because if you weren't on the car, then it wouldn't really, then you would get to this part and you'd be like, well, what do I do? And then it would be hard to be consistent. So you just tape it as if the hood scoop isn't even there. Just pretend there's no line, and then you just go with a knife after and do that. So just do this. Yeah, when you get to parts like this, you gotta, it looks odd on an angle like that, but if you look down the middle, it's pretty straight. It's hard to get, well, because you're literally going up and around. You're gonna have a really hard time no matter what. So this is pretty much the best it's gonna get. And then you're just gonna have to kind of deal with it, and nobody's gonna be really looking that close to detail. But this part is tricky. Like there's no way around that. Yeah, so for parts like this, it's when it goes up, it's not actually going to stick like inside here. It's not actually going to stick to the scoop. It's going to rise off. That's normal. So you just cut a slit across it and then push it against and flatten it out, and then just take another small piece of tape and just kind of fill and just continue the line. And then that's pretty much all you have to do. Yeah, so you gotta continue, we have to continue the lines now, which is pretty easy to do. Eyeball over, kind of rip a piece like this, and then just kind of make sure that line stays like that, all the way under, stays straight, and then you just fold it, and just kind of pinch that like that. And since the lines are going like that, you just do take another piece. Yeah, that's like...
Yeah, I know. And you can just fold it like this.
Yeah.
And fold it.
And then just kind of match the blade, sit straight over it.
You do it until there's no more black?
No, you just,
Just like that?
take your Scotch-Brite pad and then just make it rough. Like, just make it look, yeah, just do that and just scratch it right up. You can do it pretty hard too, because you just want something that the paint, it'll just look dull after, and that's what you want. With Brent?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now I've seen it. It's a shitty match, that fucking Tony.
Oh, I know which fucking. It's a Master Speed Protege.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a Protege.
Yeah, that's right.
Oops. You shot me! Peel this off.
We could even give it a touch of clear after. I love painting shit, it's so fun. So yeah, it's in, looks pretty good. A little rough around where the tape was, but tomorrow what we're gonna do is grab a gray Scotch pad and scuff the entire thing and then clear coat over it. That should get rid of those edges around the lines, and then it'll look really good.